Hey kid, we're gonna say some stuff and your parents will be real upset with us if they hear you repeating it, so scram. Get out. Alright, on with the program.
Hi, Sketch here. I'll let you get into the episode soon, but first a quick note that our third Arcs wrap-up episode is available on Patreon at the $1 tier. In the wrap-up, I ask the players a bunch of questions and give you, the listener, a bit more insight into what was going on in everyone's heads as they went through the arc. I also want to remind you that for Arc 4's wrap-up, I want to open it up to questions from you all as well. So if you'd like to submit a question for our Q&A, either email us at avoidpodofficial@gmail.com, comment on one of our YouTube videos, or join the Patreon for free to gain access to our Discord and the questions section there. Anyways, enough about me. How are you doing? Oh, you're moving! How exciting! But you can't fit all your stuff in your new place. Things! Always so many things. Too many things, frankly. But we just collect and collect, building our hoards like the little goblins we all are, and where to put it all. Wait. I know. I have the solution. All you have to do is join us in Avoiding Reality. So let's move on to Robert, since his things were kind of hinted at already. What does Robert do when he arrives on the train?
Again, when Robert arrives on the train, he just kind of settled into the cabin again, putting up the maps, just pinning them on the walls, and yeah, just kind of standing there, studying them, then probably just wanders through the train to kind of accommodate himself with all the carts there are, and eventually returning to his cabin.
So he's studying these maps, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into the maps just for fun. Just for shits and giggles.
Oh, hell yeah.
So here is the current map of Circle, as you know it. Agatha is right here. This is Lucent City in general. This is Riverview. This is Death Oasis, home of the Vertex. Yeah, this is the rocket graveyard where the lunar lizards once set up camp before moving to Lucent City. This is the old map. This map is from before Atlas had his revolution, when he was a teenager and he was like trying to figure everything out. There's some stuff that is like the map that we did in the Quiet Year, and there's some stuff that isn't there yet because it simply hasn't happened. So Agatha and the burgeoning Lucent City are separate. In the middle of Lucent City is the No-Tech area, at the time pretty large. The Edenites have yet to build a wall around their home, so at the moment it's open. Nobody knows, at this point in time, nobody knows anything about the Cumulans. They're just up, and there's just a city, like a part of the cloud formation that seemingly looks like a city. Nobody really understands it. The Employer's home base has yet to be destroyed by the Crab Lads. The Crab Lads haven't even been discovered yet. So it's quite different back then. But, as mentioned in that session so long ago, I think session 6, there are some notes from Atlas himself stating, for the most part, It's about holes. So, nearby the Cumulan Empire, there is what appears to have been a place that he believed there was a hole before, but it has been crossed out. Another hole is found where Crabadice City is now found in the modern map. There is a hole where
20 is tip tops, the ferret-shaped mountain range that the top cats come from.
There's a hole where you would later find the top cats. There seems to be a hole nearby the Edenites that doesn't really correspond to anything on the modern map, as well as a hole where the Dendoctrin Hills are now firmly placed on the modern map. The Dendoctrin Hills are like fashion central of the world. It's where the employers get all their suits. It's where the fanciest food is. It's where all the rich people get all their shit. If something's Dendoctrin, you know it's quality.
Hell yeah. Man, who made up such a stupid ass word, by the way? Like, how's it spelled? Dendecandrin, but pronounced Dendoctrin. I don't get it.
So, yeah, that's it. What does Robert do with this information? What does Robert focus on? Anything in particular?
Robert does notice the big one that's marked, and he sees Atlas's note saying why, and he remembers, he recalls the history of how Atlas had tried to move the big one, the giant skeleton that was found in the hole of Agatha in the mines, tried to get it moved to the Cumulan Empire. And he just kind of has a moment where he's wondering how much Atlas really knew in what he was doing. Because in the way he remembered history being told, it always seemed like Atlas had a very clear plan and idea of it being beneficial to have the big one moved towards Cumulus. And so seeing Atlas's notes saying why, he's wondering, was Atlas really sure about what he was doing? And for a brief moment, he considers using his agatite tomato to ask Atlas about it, but then he's like, I should save that for more important things.
Yep. Also, you currently can't.
Okay.
Oh, is it the last one?
No, he has to have used 3 life force before he can ask a question.
Okay.
All right. So would Robert know of the hole that was marked near the Overgrove, the capital of the Edenites? Would he have heard about either of those holes that are kind of like located near the west and the east of Overgrove?
So he knows, right, that the Tip Top Hills, or whatever I called it, the ferret area, is where the one hole is located, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And he has passed by there on his journey to Lucent City, and he can't remember to have seen anything hole-like. No great chasm or anything like that. The one to the left, no, he's never been. Anytime Edenites and everybody really have been told for 900 years that the Vertex are dangerous. So you don't tend to go towards Death Oasis.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I think Robert does also make note of the fact that there is a hole near Crabadice City, and he wonders whether he maybe should try to, hear if there actually is a hole to be found once he's there.
All right, interesting. All right, so Robert's done that. He's looked at this map pretty thoroughly every day. And He's talked to Meredith about his seed gun, which she has improved greatly, but he still struggles. Like, the seed seems to grow, right? And it's now growing instantly.
Mm-hmm.
But he struggles to focus his life force to grow it fast. So it's growing immediately, but it's not growing any faster for him.
Yeah. So Robert just, he's just kind of wandering between the carts as he likes to do. He likes to keep moving, just even, without a clear goal. And he's just wandering through the carts, and he just happens to be running into Wick. What's Wick up to? Where is he finding Wick?
You are just finding Wick kind of... Wick is just coming out of his... It's still the morning, right? It's early morning, is that right? Okay, so Wick is just leaving his cabin. He looks like he's been sick, because he has. And he gives like a kind of grim smile to Robert. He's like, oh, hey, Robert, how's it going?
Doing well, all things considered. I'm just really puzzled, but doing well.
Good. Maybe I can help you. What are you puzzled with?
My seed gun. I've asked Meredith to help upgrade it so the seeds would grow faster, but they grow immediately. They start growing sooner, but they don't grow fast enough. I don't feel like I really have control over them yet.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm just about to start my morning race. If you want, you can join in. Maybe we'll come up with an idea during the race.
I'm not the fastest, but... And then he kind of musters Wick, who still seems to be chonked a bit. And then he's like, I'll try it. I'll give it a shot.
Cool. These Robert legs.
Cool. Give me 5 minutes. I need to go throw up again.
All right. So back to Robert. So he decided to take up Wick on his offer to go for a morning jog.
At the pool?
In a train.
So Wick has prepared a series of cones to act as checkpoints across several of the carts. And this is so dumb.
Hey, buddy, you're the one that
fantastic.
made this.
Yeah. Isn't it great that I don't take my character seriously?
I think we should.
Wonderful.
I think we should play this out
It's so much fun.
with the logic of the order of the carts. I think this is when we should decide in what order all the carts are, because we've already established that there's a pool cart, one cart away from the food cart. What's the cart that's in between those two carts? I mean, I'll volunteer an idea.
Could it be?
Oh.
Could it be the pottery cart in between the food and the pool cart?
Yeah,
I think that would be amazing.
I like that. And then there's the
get all
accommodations,
soggy and then track all that dirt and chemicals through to the food area.
So there's the order front carts we haven't talked about, and maybe the conductors area or whatever. And then of the carts that we've mentioned, there's the greenhouse, then the greenhouse, then the accommodations, then the pool cart, then the pottery cart, then the food cart. Am I missing one?
The casino, the gambling one.
Yeah, gambling.
Gambling.
Right.
Gamba, do you want Gamba to be near the front of the train or the back of the train?
I don't know. Is
Crab.
it by the booba?
I have no preference. I just figured that, I think somebody mentioned earlier, it's between the low class and the employer's cart.
Okay. So maybe
all the way
it's
at the back.
Maybe let's have the casino be between the greenhouse and the accommodations of the rich people. Oh no, you said it's between. Wouldn't the rich people want to gamble too? And when they want to be right next to
but they can just go in.
I'd like to point out that financially, I think the employers would want it between the food cart and the accommodation, so that no matter what,
you're right.
you're going to spend money on food. You're going to do it while gambling. You're going to think about the gambling while you're sleeping.
You're so smart, Aaron. Holy shit. Okay, you're right. Yeah. After the food cart is the gambling cart, and then all of the low income, lower than the best income, I guess. So that way, if they just want to escape the cart and see any of the rest of the train, they have to pay a fee every time. Perfect.
I forgot about the fee.
Yeah, it goes from sleeping easy to the fee to feed to seeing people's feet in the pool.
Oh my god.
Oh, well, pottery kiln, then the pool.
Can there be a bunch of protesters at every train station specifically to complain about where the gambling cart is? Because it's so predatory.
It's the biggest concern on the mind of all of the realm is the train has an annoying pay to participate function.
Like it's not even like the most upset people. Like they would complain about everything on the cart, like the food cart being like designed to be outside, so it's got rats. No one in the protest is caring about that. That's just a whole different thing that's miles away. They're still drawing up their battle plan to protest it for real, like hardcore style.
Wouldn't the protests just be happening on the train in the poverty carts? Because why would they be at every train station when they'd have to get from the train station to the other train station? So they might as well just be on the train. And then there's this whole funny thing of, Fred, the poor lad, is like, always loved pottery. I'm going to do it. I'm going to shell out. I'm going to the pottery cart. No, Fred. No, don't do it.
It's not worth it.
No, your morals and your...
I could really use a new bowl.
The pottery cart, could that be a bit more general arts and crafts so that it has like cardboard and markers which are always sold out because they've been for making signs?
They like fuck the employer. But they look like shit. They look like they were made so poorly. And then, of course, there's always for sale mugs that are by employers that just say, have a great sale. And it's talking about the buying of the mug. But it's perfect quality. You want to drink out of these, so they're also in low stock. Fred has one.
Well, I had never thought before. It's perfect for the employers to also sell anti-employer stuff because they can play both sides of the market and still make money either way.
Yeah, I mean they've got their fingers in both sides of the Pocky stick and chocolate side.
This show is very realistic about capitalism.
Classic capitalism.
Yeah,
and I would honestly love a big chunky handmade mug that says "fuck the employer."
Yeah, it says made by the non-pliers on the bottom, which is their. That's their like.
That'll be our first merchandise. Just a big shitty cup.
I would use it every time I get an editing job from a client I don't like.
Just a reminder. Look them right in the eyes. All right, you're racing.
Okay. So Wick has changed into his racing uniform, which is like the most generic running suit, like just the most basic grey clothing, like a hoodie, a pair of running trousers.
He's fucking Rocky?
Yeah, he's essentially dressed like Rocky.
Okay.
He doesn't do it justice though, because Wick is significantly more skinny. He turns to Robert and says, "Robert, listen to me. Doing this race isn't about winning. It's about having fun and just going all at it. This is what I care about. When I go to sleep, I make up a new racetrack in my mind." Do you understand
and
what that
Robert
means?
is just kind of baffled by this new information.
Beam's holding like a little checkered flag and he's looking at Robert. He's ready.
And Robert is just looking back and forth between Wick and Beeman. Okay. Well, I guess I didn't know you that well, but okay.
I didn't know me that well. That rave really awoke something in me.
Pretty sure that was just the shrooms.
I think you might have a typo there. It was a rave, not a race.
Oh, wait. Does that mean I want to just make concerts?
Rave starts up as his blinking lights again.
Oh.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the blinking lights? Do they speak to you more than the flag? And Robert takes Beam's flag and just kind of... Beam is still holding onto it, and Robert just kind of holds it up, kind of lifting Beam in the process and just waving the flag around with Beam hanging off the bottom.
Is this in the hallway of the accommodations area? Where's this located?
This is basically every hallway, right? Like,
You can't be in every hallway at once. Like, you're starting in one spot, right? Where are you starting?
this is the accommodation one, I guess. Like, wherever we would be staying. And was there a special car for us, or is it just the same one?
Just a VIP cart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There are multiple VIP carts, but you guys are staying in one of them.
Right. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All of you.
Do you mind if Clint joins in as the guy that holds the flags and then goes,
Sure.
waving both people to start the race?
I feel like Clint would be like perfectly narrow enough that he could stand in the middle and Wick and Robert would just zoom right past him. Like,
okay.
perfect.
That's what I was imagining too. And also that the force of the velocity at which he swings his arms down with these flags would cause kind of a suction of like a vacuum, and you guys would just get that an extra boost, almost like you're playing Mario Kart, and you
Oh.
vroom, like that kind of extra boost power. Just the satisfying element there. So let's do that. Clint shows up and goes, "Oh, hey, didn't you say something to me about a race when we were at that concert? Wick, are you following through with your dreams while you're chunk, no less?"
Oh. I did, right?
You don't remember, do you? You know if that's okay. How can I be of assistance? You need a flag boy.
Well, we had Beam to do that, but I guess...
Clint just takes Beam and just kind of shoves him off to the side of the hall. I got this. And is ready with his arms in position.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go. Let's do it. Remember...
Should we roll for how well we do in the race?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Roll up.
Is this rolling athletics?
Sketch. Do I need to... Because I wanted to change mine to +4 to upgrade it.
Yeah.
Is the upgrade now, or are we officially doing that later?
Upgrade is now.
Okay, cool. So I've got +4 on mine.
Wow, convenient. The race ends after the pool, right?
I rolled a 4, so +2 is a total of 6.
I got a 1. So you win.
Oh no.
Damn, I guess these Robert legs are good for something after all.
No, it can't be. Like,
All right, so let's narrate it out. Where did Wick place all the cones? Like, where's the racetrack going from and to? Is it just from the VIP accommodations to the greenhouse and back, or?
Yeah, it's like all the way. It's all the way there. Yeah, to the end.
Yeah, I mean, stop me if you feel like you'd see it different, but I feel okay. In the start, Wick just kind of goes galloping towards, and eventually he just loses steam while Robert is just like steadily jogging at the exact same pace throughout the entire time. He just basically wins because Wick eventually wears himself out and can't keep up anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
And Robert is literally a robot.
Yeah, Wick runs for a while before he falls on the ground and just starts vomiting chocolate.
Oh,
I do want to add.
Oh my God, yes.
That Wick does trip over a rat in the food cart. So there's that as well. Every horrible bad thing happens to him in each and every cart. He gets heat stroke in the garden one.
What if they are actually neck and it's like back and forth? You know, Wick chooses the upper path and swims in the pool for extra speed, and Robert's like below. And then like when it gets to the pottery kiln, you know, Wick just jumps over all of the potterists, and Robert is, oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, excuse me. And then does like a kind of a, shimmies his way around between the spinning wheels and the people at them. And then it gets to the food court, and then there's a big part where there's a catch-up scene with Robert's getting to the food court, and Wick kind of collapses and throws up. Oh, God, it spreads his chunks everywhere. But then he gets up, and he's feeling good, and he can hear the pitter-patter of the plant man behind him. But then, when they try to enter the gambling area, Wick doesn't have any cash on him, and Robert has some because Clint handed him some in case he wanted to gamble. So it ends up just being like Wick's hatred for the employers is shoved in his face. And
Aww.
the protesters like, this is what we're talking about, man! Right outside.
This is the dumbest fucking train.
I love it. I think it's great.
It's perfect.
It's the best.
I love it. I love it so much.
It's so rich in detail. It's so vibrant. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like, if Sketch had any idea of what we might pick or why, or was just ready for us to pull some bullshit.
We're not even
like
halfway done.
No, we're not. Oh, God.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a short one because I thought...
You gave us freedom. What did you expect?
I expected you to flunder like every time I give you freedom.
Did you say flunder rather than flounder?
No, I said that like blunder and flounder together, I guess.
Yeah, we're not floundering. We're flying.
Exactly.
We're soaring.
So
Look at us. Look at us go.
Anytime I've given you any freedom, you just kind of stand around going, what should we do?
Well, we're trying to make up for it, okay? We've turned a new tomato leaf.
We're having foot races through pottery studios.
Yeah, you like literally call every character and you're like, hey, do you know what we should do?
You know what I think it is? I think it's just because we figure that your expectations are kind of minimum for this. So we know that we can't really ruin anything that is important that you've planned.
The pressure's off so we can just have fun, and now we're having fun.
Certainly when we know that there's plot on the line that you've prepared, Sketch, we all, including me, take it very seriously and don't try to
Have fun?
Yeah.
do whatever we want.
We're afraid to mess it up. I'm afraid to mess it up.
On that note-
I can't speak for everyone else.
Is that what happens, Wick and Simon? The rendition where like you just can't proceed to the finish line that's just like 5 meters inside of the gambling room, and Robert just, I'm so...
Here's the thing, though. I'm going to suggest that they give you one free entrance in the gambling cart.
Oh, of course.
So Wick used it when he placed the cone in there as a checkpoint.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh my God, that's perfect.
It's also hilarious because it means that if you're sleeping in the destitute cart, you want to go to the pool, no one tells you that this is your free entrance, and then you exit, and then if you want to go to sleep, you have to pay. So there's a bunch of people camping out, laying on the side cold outside of the entrance where you guys are trying to enter, and that's why...
Oh my God. This is the best episode we've done. We're just building on this over and over.
All right. So Robert won the big important race between the stupid fucking carts on this dumb maniac train. And as far as I know, Wick passed out in some sort of chocolate vomit nightmare.
Well, he also was locked out because he couldn't go back through the casino. So he's in the low-income accommodations area, locked away from the rest of the group now.
No, he never got into the casino in the first place because he already went in there to drop the flag and then he left.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he's on the outside, but on the right side. Yeah, Robert, what do you do with your victory? How do you feel?
Robert realizes he's finished the race, and there were the protesters who were like basically saying, "Oh, hey, Wick can't get in through the cart. He can't even finish that race he was doing." And Robert was just so caught up in the race and ahead of Wick that he didn't really notice. So he waits around for a few minutes and doesn't see Wick show up, and he just ends up going back to try and see if he can find Wick again. And yeah, so he goes back to the food cart, and yeah, when he enters the food cart, what does he see?
I just imagine like Robert gets to the finish line and he stands there and he's just like, why was I doing this again? What's going on? I'll go ask Wick, I guess.
Like that one gif or meme of the guy just looking around. I don't know what that's from, but you probably know what I mean.
Do you remember the pub?
The one of John Travolta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta watch Pulp Fiction, babe.
Yeah, it's got some real good foot shots.
Say what again?
It does. It's true. Anyways, when you when you get back to the food cart, you see Wick passed out in front of the casino door. And Beam has wandered over and he's just covered him with a towel. And he's just sort of patting him on the back while Wick lies there in his own vomit.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Wick. Aw.
Robert approaches Beam carefully. He's not really sure how to handle this.
Hello, Robert.
Hey, hi. Is he gonna be okay? Do you guys need any help?
He does this all the time.
Okay. Well, when he wakes up, congratulate him on the good race that he ran.
I cannot lie.
Okay. Well, then tell him he can only improve from here on out.
I do not know if that is true.
Well, just tell him that I said that. Then you don't have to say it, and then you don't have to worry about it, okay, Beam?
Okay.
And Robert just awkwardly tries to head away from the scene, not really sure what to do. He wouldn't be able to carry Wick around anyway, like.
Beam just starts like dragging Wick away while blinking like an ambulance.
They're essentially just dragging him by 1 foot. Just
Kind of like that.
just making a wee woo noise.
The Beambulance is my favorite.
It's very inefficient, but very cute.
And beamlets.
All right, what's Robert gonna do? I think Clint is in a finishing cart, right?
Is Clint in the finisher? I don't even remember.
Clint started the race.
Oh yeah, Clint started the race. Yeah. So wouldn't Clint be where the race began?
Yeah, which I imagine would be the finishing line because they ran to the end and then back.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a different visual. That's okay. Did Clint see what happened with Wick then?
No, he just saw Robert come and then stand there and be like, "The fuck's going on?" Then go back and then come back again.
Okay. Clint probably just gave him kind of a confused look, like, huh? Where's Wick?
I think around the race, if you see Wick, Beam probably would need help carrying him. He's a heavy lizard, but you're
In the distance, you hear.
Wow. Okay. Good job. And Clint will just kind of walk past Robert and pat him on the back.
So I'm wondering, there were protesters that were trying to jump on Wick's side or use Wick's defeat and an inability to complete the race as a way to stir the protests. Had the race drawn any other crowd, or was it just the protesters?
So the protesters on the outside of that door are starving and super tired. So they're mostly just on the floor. Not really reacting to the race. They're just like shivering on the floor.
Okay.
Yeah, not having a good time.
So no one
Do
else
not care about the race.
really.
I mean, the Conrad, the cacao plant or whatever the fuck. He saw you run through the whole lot of food thing. He didn't really care that much. There were other passengers in the casino and near the casino, but they were mostly just focused on the casino.
Okay.
Yeah, so nobody really cared about Wick.
Okay.
It's not the first time they see him racing here.
Not the first time no one's cared about Wick either.
Yeah, Wick just threw fucking chocolate snot bubbles. Nobody cares about me.
Oh god. Yeah, I think Robert just heads back to the car. Beam's taking care of Wick. Probably. Sketch is shaking his head. Let's say Robert does have a moment where he hears Beam passing by and sees him slowly drag, and he eventually just walks over and silently picks up. I'm assuming Beam is just dragging Wick by his feet, and so Robert just lifts up Wick's hands, and he's not doing the best job. Wick's much more heavy and tall than him, and trying to carry him together with Beam is even harder than it would be for Robert to carry Wick by himself, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But he eventually just tries to get Wick back to his cabin.
I'm just imagining that since they're trying, Beam's carrying by the feet and Robert's started carrying his arms, but they're not actually lifting him off the ground. So
Yeah,
he's still his torso's still just scooting along the ground.
Not only his torso, also just like his face. Just
Yeah, he's just still fully on the ground, just only his hands and his feet. Very effective.
Well,
Yeah, it'd be great if, as they get to Wick's cabin, they run into Meredith, who's just like fucking again.
I think that can happen.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have left those 3 chocolates for him.
Enabler.
Yeah. Can't let these bad habits, man.
All right. It's the next day. What does Robert do?
When Robert just leaves his room to probably try to go to the greenhouse again, he feels a strange sensation. It feels like he hears someone whistling, but he can tell that it's not the sensors of his mech picking it up, but rather he can somehow sense it as the tomato can somehow sense it.
He feels it in his maters. Yeah. As you walk, the whistling becomes louder, and it's not really like a a human lips pressed together type whistle. It's more of the whistle of a pipe. And it sort of sounds like a train coming towards you, just like sort of like a and you spot Charles. He looks a bit different from when you last saw him. It looks like maybe he had some spare limbs left over at home. So the black and pink main chassis is now held up by a pair of long yellow legs and lengthy arms at his side. Combined with his smaller than usual core, he comes across as quite lean and fit. He's wearing a conductor's cap and a vest with his name, Charlie Orange.
Robert, when he sees Charles, it's like running into an acquaintance that you know, but don't really want to make contact with. Not that you have anything against them, but you really don't want to make contact. And so Robert just tries to like duck in a corner and just tries to avoid Charles seeing him. So I wanna try to roll for stealth.
It's like when you run into a high school classmate at Walmart.
Yeah, basically. I rolled a 4.
A 4? That is a mixed success.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you almost managed to hide. But as Charles is like sort of like distracted, looking through, it's just like whistling, looking at the sides. He's just like managing his train basically. Beam spots you. He goes, Robert! He points and Charles also turns to you and he goes, Ooh, Robert!
Hi everyone. Beam, how is Wick doing? Is he doing better? Do you need any help?
I don't know. I left.
Well, then he's probably. Should we go check on him? And Robert just kind of tries to wave at Charles, but
no.
Okay. And I'm assuming like I can just see Beam probably waddling off and just kind of leaving Robert to be with Charles.
No, the Beam looks at you directly as much as he can. He shines his bright light in your face, which you don't have. This is an interaction between not faces, looking directly at each other-ish, kind of. He looks at you, then he goes, Do you know where Clint is?
Have you checked his room?
No.
Well, go do that.
No. He wanders off towards Clint's room.
And Robert awkwardly tries to. That Beam, he's a character, but you've run into him before.
I mean, what are you gonna do? It's simply, it's pretty common. It's not a big deal. Can't really manage them, but they're practical sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Practical, like being able to have some spare parts. Like it's looking good on you.
Oh yeah, you like these new legs? And he like stretches his legs out and sort of like pulls his hand along them, sort of like, hey, look at these. Exactly.
Someone just whistles from like down the train cart.
Yeah. It's himself.
It's him. He's whistling.
He's like out his back, just like little steam clouds, and he's like, woo! He goes, you like these legs? Picked them out myself.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, I'm feeling younger every day, you know. I'll be frank. I was kind of rude, and I was kind of upset.
I was kind of upset about the little chassis. But I think with these modifications, I'm looking mighty handsome.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. So you're...
My wife thought so last night too. It was, I tell you what.
And Robert just nods. So are you the only conductor on Encircle, or?
No.
What are the odds?
I just needed a new train.
Okay.
They just put me on the next train because mine's ruined, so they were like, just put them on the next route.
Well, I hope this train is an adequate successor and not worse. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I like the long trips.
Perfect.
Makes the wife like really long for like getting a handful.
At that point, Robert's face just goes blank. Like it looks like it's frozen. When a computer program is just frozen, it just stays at the same blank expression for like a solid 20 seconds, and he doesn't move.
Oh yeah. I forgot you're all chaste and religious.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we're not that close. So I don't know why you're telling me about...
You know, like the way that Atlas fella touched you. That's the way my wife touches me.
No, it's not like that at all.
I think it's just like that.
Well, maybe in some way. I don't know. No, germination is a very private thing between Edenites. I think we should keep it that way, but I'm glad your wife is happy with you.
Yeah, she likes it juicy.
Well, maybe I should get going because I do have important work to do for the employers.
What you doing for the employers?
That's confidential. I'm sorry.
I don't know about that, Robert. I've been inside that brain of yours.
Yeah, hopefully you don't leak any of that information.
Oh, no. We still connected, you see. I feel you in my noggin.
Well, and Robert just pauses and he has a moment of trying to process what he just said. And before I saw you, I heard you, but not my sensors, but like I felt you in my roots.
Yeah, these roots go deep, boy.
But that's not really something we as Edenites are able to do, really, or at least it's not something we're taught. So I just wonder what's up with that. Is it just, I don't know, you know?
Life's long and complicated, boy. I never thought that an Edenite could be with an Agathan.
We're not.
But we've both proven them wrong, haven't we? I think there's more to us than they tell us in Sunday school.
Maybe that is true. Well, I hope I still have to get going, but I guess I'll sense you around.
You're not getting away that easy, Robert. First of all, I wanna deeply apologize for taking over your body. That wasn't fair.
Well, I did that of my own. That was like, I tried to help you.
No, you gave me a place. You gave me a seat at the table, and then I ate all the food.
I guess you did.
And that wasn't right of me. And I think that perhaps it's something we could learn from each other. Cause I think you if you remember when we was working together, I was going a lot faster than you were, and you were struggling, and that's how I took over. I got a couple years on you, you know. I'm 2 years older, so I got a lot of life that I've lived.
Literally a couple of years.
Yeah. Robert just thinks about it, and he thinks back to that moment and like how all of what happened at the Everwarm tree was, like Lifeforce being exchanged and controlled, and he has just that realization, like, I guess maybe your Lifeforce was stronger than mine. Maybe that's what helped you take over.
It's not about strength, boy. It's about control.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's the opposite of what you said.
I'm just saying your Lifeforce was manifested more controlled rather than strong. I guess like arguing semantics with an orange.
No, I'm not. I'm not here to talk tomatoes versus oranges versus potatoes. I know that's a controversial topic, Robert, but I thought we had a connection. I thought we could learn from each other.
Yeah, I think we already have.
That's good, Robert. I'll be seeing you around.
I'll be seeing you around.
I have no idea where that voice came from. None.
From the train whistle? It sounded like a train whistle.
I was just like, not pawpaw, something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, after this interaction, Robert tries to, like, whenever he does notice, like, now that he's noticed it once, he can really just, he starts developing a sense for when he feels Charles approaching. And I think maybe he even tries to start experimenting in the greenhouse and trying to sense like the presence of other plants. And he really does just understand that it is the life force of the plants that he's sensing. And when he ends up going back into his cabin and just like thinking about everything that had happened the past few days and thinking about the upgraded seed gun that he got from Meredith, he has an idea, and he thinks, what if I try to communicate or sense the seeds that I'm shooting with the seed gun? And he just starts trying to so Robert just goes back to his cabin, and when he looks at the seed gun that Meredith upgraded for him, the issue still was that the seeds weren't sprouting fast enough that he wasn't able to exert control over them with the life force. But having sensed more the connection between himself and Charles and other plants,
The connection.
he suddenly finds himself able to make progress and let the seeds from the seed gun sprout faster and exert more control over it. Just a little bit, but over the course of the train trip, he hopes to try and work on that and improve it even further.
Oh, down by the beach, I watched you in the pod race. When you smiled, I just wanted to say, will you still be my friend by the time we reach the next stop? 'Cause this track keeps going, and I don't wanna get off. In the summer, on the train to Crabadice City. In the summer, we're gonna gamble and have fun. There's a pool here, and a bunch of sentient crustaceans. Wish I could stay there and get in all kinds of crazy situations in Crabadice. I'm on the train to Crabadice City. In Crabadice, on the train to Crabadice City. When I found the map, I felt closer to you, closer to you. And Am I following in your guidance, or am I just a fool? Just a fool. I won the race, but feel lost on this great big circle. Great big circle. In this orange hand lizard, are we being very helpful? In the summer, on the train to Crabadice City. Hey Atlas, what is the deal with all these souls? Are they special? Is there a message you're trying to send? But you trust in me, 'cause I would do anything for my best friend. In Crabadice, I'm on the train to Crabadice City. On my way to Crabadice, I'm on the train to Crabadice City. On my way to Crabadice, I'm on the train to Crabadice City.